Hello, chocolate muffins. 'Tis I, Cleo Games for Fight, here today to tell you about my experiences this weekend at Vidcon 2014. Hooray! Vidcon 2014. Well, to be honest, it was a bit of a roller coaster. There were some moments of pure, unadulterated, yes, this is awesome, oh my god! As well as some moments of, are you f***ing kidding me? As well as many moments of, ugh. To be sure, the good moments were quite good, and I luckily got a chance to meet with many YouTubers I have long admired. Ironically, not so many that I've already met before, like Toby Turner and Nanaloo and Mika Kitty, but I made a lot of new acquaintances with some that I've admired for a long time. For instance, I spent quite a bit of time talking to Boogie2988 and his wife, who were very nice and had some sagacious advice for me on how to not give up on my channel. I also met pretty much every one of the hosts at Sourcefed and talked to a few of them quite a bit. I might even go so far as to say I'm now friends with Trisha, Reina, and Matt Lieberman, especially Matt's girlfriend Liz, who is totally awesome and totally my new BFF. Love you, Liz. And there were various other funny things that happened over the course of 3 days. I cracked a few jokes with the third pew, I caught up with Andre of Black Nerd Comedy, I even talked to Toby, if by talk you mean I shouted back the f*** up to some of his crazy fans when they almost crushed him to death. But unfortunately, as aforementioned, a lot of my time at VidCon 2014 was not very good. There were, according to the pamphlet that they handed us at registration, 18,000 people there this year, and I would safely say that about 2/3, if not more of that, was all fangirls. Now, don't get me wrong, being a fangirl isn't necessarily a bad thing, you know, fangirl could just mean you're really excited about certain things. Unfortunately, the fangirls I'm talking about were not of the somewhat normal variety. These girls were loud, they were crazy, they were screaming all the time, they would literally chase their favorite YouTubers across the convention hall, they would bash through doors, they would climb staircases just to get to these people. It reminded me in a lot of ways of the zombie apocalypse, only scarier because you're not actually allowed to defend yourself against fangirls via chainsaws and Molotov cocktails, at least not yet. And it's kind of hard to say who deserves the blame for how this all turned out so crazy. I mean, I don't really blame the YouTubers themselves, with a couple of exceptions. They didn't really go out of their way to stir the fangirls into a frenzy. And as for the girls themselves, well, yeah, a lot of their behavior was ridiculous and unacceptable, but there's a couple of things to keep in mind here. First of all, a lot of these girls are very young, 14, 15, if not younger. And second of all, there's this lovely thing called mob mentality, where normal people will display abnormal behavior because they see everybody else doing it and suddenly they think that that's okay. Such as the barroom fights that tend to break out at sports gatherings, or the insane looting that occurs whenever there's a street riot. Anyone is capable of acting crazy if given enough drive for it, including you and me, and add raging hormones into that mix and it's a recipe for disaster. I guess most of the blame should be placed at the feet of the parents who didn't bother supervising the insane behavior of their children, as well as VidCon staff for selling so many tickets and yet failing to prepare appropriately. All I can hope is that these experiences were eye-opening for VidCon planners and that they'll figure out how to take steps to prevent such happenings next year. For one thing, I would suggest selling fewer tickets. But since I know they'll never do that because why would you turn down a profit, may I suggest instead that you hold panels in bigger rooms, have more security on hand, and do something when girls act unacceptable. Don't be afraid to kick them out of the convention if they're acting unruly. It's super annoying to other YouTubers as well as people just there to enjoy the conference, and it's dangerous. For instance, I was sharing a hotel room with several other girls, and literally 2 of them were knocked down and trampled at different instances in this VidCon. That is crazy. That is completely unacceptable, and it needs to be taken care of now. Otherwise, the rest of us are not going back to VidCon, and all you'll have on your hands are crazy fangirls. Yeah, they might bring in a lot of profit by buying all the tickets and the merchandise, but you're gonna have to spend all that profit just hiring more security guards. Oh, and another thing that I have to bitch about before I wrap up this video, why did the Hilton close down their lobby? I know that they were worried about fangirls stalking the YouTubers, as well they should be, but guess what? You didn't actually stop any of the fangirls. All you did was irritate and snub the few of us at Vidcon to network. As I said in my How to Enjoy Vidcon video that I posted just before attending this year's Vidcon, pretty much my best experiences at last year's Vidcon were getting to meet and talk with my favorite YouTubers in a casual environment. I wasn't there to scream at or chase them, and if they acted like they didn't want to talk, I left them alone. If you want to guard against fangirls, you should guard the elevators and watch your security footage to make sure they're not camping in the hallways. Don't close off the entire lobby area because guess what? A lot of us aren't actually fangirls. We're old enough and mature enough to value the privacy of others, and since VidCon really doesn't do anything to facilitate networking between smaller YouTubers anymore, talking to YouTubers in the Hilton lobby was kind of the only thing we had going for us. This year we couldn't even do that, unless we lie about staying at the Hilton or somehow sneak past security, which is something I'd rather not have to do just to make connections. So yeah, I would recommend you not do that next year, Hilton. You didn't prevent the fangirls from amassing, and all you did was piss the rest of us off. But I don't want to end this video on a totally negative note, so again, let me say, there were some awesome things that happened at VidCon. I got to meet the Sourcefed hosts, I got to meet Boogie, I got to meet some smaller channels and people that didn't even have channels that were really cool, especially the girls I shared a hotel room with, like Annie and Lexley and Roni and Ela. I'll put everyone's channel info in the description so we can all watch each other's content. Disney Day was fun too. Avara came out to meet me and we walked all over both Disney parks. Yeah, some of the rides were closed, but I got to go on some that I'd never gone on before, and I got myself some souvenirs. At the actual VidCon, I got this adorable little Enderman plushie. And at Disneyland, I got this little Stitch plushie and this Ariel cup I've been wanting since I saw it at Downtown Disney in Orlando. And I got this Sourcefed poster because it's totally awesome and why wouldn't I? I didn't actually get any signatures on it because I feel weird asking people for their signatures, but I would have gotten more, but all the rest of my money went into food and parking, because convention food, yeah. Speaking of signatures, this is a little book I bought before VidCon, and I got a couple of them. Unfortunately, I can't read half of them, but here's Shauna's, which I got when I had an extra coffee that I gave to her. Here's Christina Horner, who was on a panel and told me about her gaming channel that I need to check out. Here's Samantha Fall, who I talked to for hours and really got along with. And here's all the lovely girls from the Women on YouTube panel, which brought up some awesome points. I think the only signatures I didn't get were Toby Turner and Benjamin Cook, and that's only because I never got a chance to talk to them. But that's about it. I'm really hot and tired now, so I'm going to wrap this video up and edit it together. I have a bunch of footage that I still need to edit, time allowing. You know, I've got the whole job thing going on. I did manage to get quite a few people to sing parts of the Pokemon theme song, so that'll be up soon, and hopefully it'll look cool and everyone will like it. And if not, well, gotta keep trying. If there's anything I learned from VidCon, it's that despite all the changes YouTube keeps forcing, if I want to make it, I gotta just keep trying. Or as you guys like to say, keep on swimming, keep on swimming. So with that, I'm out of here. Look forward to the new content, like and share and favorite and blah blah blah. If we met at VidCon and I haven't listed your info yet, it's probably because I don't have it, so feel free to leave a comment and tell me about it and I will put it in the description. And that's about it. Tell me how your VidCon went if you went, and if you didn't go, then tell me what you would have tried to get out of it, or other conventions you've been to. Yeah. Talk to you guys later. Bye! Mwah!